JDev is back at it here to give everyone another Walking Dead Season 7 episode review video. But before I continue with that, it's extremely important if you're not caught up to the point where I am in rewatching or watching The Walking Dead that you take the initiative and pay attention to the episode title, which I'll put in the description for you. If that's the case and you find out that you're not caught up, I suggest, and so does everybody else, that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. This is going to be The Walking Dead Season 7, Episode number 9. Title of this episode is called Rockin' the Road. This will be my review, reaction, recap of the episode. And keep in mind, I've seen this episode a couple times, reviewing it to have it on the channel, and reviewing it because they announced that Season 11 of The Walking Dead is going to be the final season of the main Walking Dead show. During the nighttime hour at Alexandria, Father Gabriel, he sees something in the dark, and all of a sudden, in a panic, he loads up all of Alexandria's food storage or food supply in weapons, their canned food, I should say, into a car and drives away as a dark figure appears in the passenger seat. Meanwhile, at the hilltop, Rick and his group attempt to convince Gregory to assist in the struggle with the Saviors, but Gregory stubbornly refuses, and Rick and his group, including Daryl, prepare to leave, but a group of Hilltop citizens pledge their support to Rick. Another thing, Gregory and Maggie are having a conversation, and he calls her Margaret. Gregory randomly does that, and I find it hilarious. He's such a stooge, but for some reason they let him get away with that. Not going to bode well for Gregory in the future, though. And then before we're leaving the hilltop, Jesus proposes a visit to the kingdom to introduce them to King Ezekiel. There, Rick's group reunites with Morgan. I'm a little mad because Rick didn't seem really happy that Morgan was there. I don't know how long it's been since they last saw each other. I mean, it was back in season 6, but maybe only a few weeks had passed, if even. But still, like, you'd think he'd give him a hug, but no, he just hugged Tara and was it Sasha? I think it was just Tara and Sasha. It might have been Rosita. I can't remember who, but Rick didn't really get happy at all. So I'm a little mad about that. But Morgan, who is actually keeping his word to Carol, doesn't tell them that Carol is staying in that cabin. And he lets them know that he found her, but she had subsequently left the kingdom. And then Rick does plead his case to King Ezekiel, who needs time to consider, but offers the group to stay overnight, and he'll make his decision. Another thing I should mention, when Rick got to the kingdom, he was met by Richard, and Richard's the one that wants to go after the Saviors, and he's afraid that King Ezekiel won't buy it. And then Jesus tells Richard that, I think you'll be happy with the outcome. And when he hears Rick say, we want to go after the Saviors, Richard's all like, oh shit, let's go. So I like Richard. You know what? Obviously, Richard's not in many episodes of The Walking Dead, but for a character that's in 5 or less episodes, maybe 10 or less, we'll say 10 or less, I can't remember how many exactly episodes he's in, probably 5 or less, he's a memorable character in my opinion. So the group does stay overnight, but however the next day, Ezekiel states that he does not want to be involved, but will offer asylum to Daryl, because Daryl needs a place to stay because the Saviors go all over Alexandria and all over Hilltop, and they could potentially find him, and then it would be trouble. So, because he's a fugitive, of course, to the Saviors. And then Daryl does not want to stay, but Rick encourages him for his and Alexandria's safety, as well as to help convince King Ezekiel to change his mind. And then Rick's group drives back to Alexandria, but encounters a blockade of cars set up by the Saviors to herd passing walkers, as well as a trip line rigged with dynamite. What Rick and Michonne do is spend time to recover the dynamite, but a large group of walkers approaches. Rick and Michonne use the 2 cars to which the trip line was attached to run through and decimate the walker herd, giving them time to escape. And that was a really cool scene. Another thing I should mention, they told Jesus and Sasha, can you guys make it to the hilltop okay? Yeah, they had to get out of there just because they wanted to make sure that they were there and not with them at Alexandria. So that was a cool scene though, with Michonne and Rick on one side, on each side, and the wire cutting all the walkers up. I thought that was awesome. They arrive at Alexandria just in time as a group of Saviors led by Simon, who's another awesome character that didn't get a lot of time on The Walking Dead, more than Richard, but not a lot compared to some characters. they are looking for Daryl. They're seeking to find Daryl. And if they do find Daryl, Daryl's dead and probably somebody else. Rick lets them aggressively search the community, discovering that most of their food and other weapons are missing. As they leave, Simon warns that should Daryl turn up, there is no statute of limitations. And then Rick and the others try to figure out what happened to their stock of food, and they discover Gabriel's absence. They find a note in his book with boat, and Rick realizes this is the boat he and Aaron have previously scavenged for supplies. Now, Rick, Michonne, Aaron, Tara, and Rosita go to the boat and follow the footprints they recognize as Gabriel's to a nearby urban parking lot. They are suddenly surrounded by a large group of people, with a lot of them wearing hoods with their weapons drawn on them. And then upon seeing this new group of survivors, Rick smiles. And you know why Rick smiles? Because he needed an army to fight the Saviors. So he's just got to figure out how to convince these people to join his cause and fight the Saviors. And that's the end of the episode. So I like it. It's a little slower, but I like it. Could have done more with it, but they didn't. As far as a score of the episode, I'm going to give it an 8.4 out of 10. As far as a character, I mean, there's a lot of characters that did a little bit of everything in this episode, but not a lot of stuff. So, in default, I will make the character of the episode Rick. Almost gave it to Ezekiel, but he didn't deserve it. But Rick is a solid character, and he was the character of this episode, in my opinion. Especially with that grin smile at the end of the episode. So, you've heard what I have to say. Guess what? It's your turn. If you're a fan of The Walking Dead and you like this episode from Season 7, Rockin' the Road, go ahead and smash that like button. Even if you're a fan of The Walking Dead and you don't like this episode, still smash the like button. So show your support for The Walking Dead. If you know anybody that you think would be interested in this video, share it to them. Don't forget to leave me a comment with your thoughts on this episode, your score, your favorite character of the episode, or you can just tell me your favorite characters and favorite episodes of The Walking Dead. And of course, you can tell me your least favorite characters and least favorite episodes as well. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.